I'm yelling at chat, man.
I'm the one that's on that low low. You know though, for show. Say hi to YouTube. This will be on YouTube later, but you already know it's time for that monthly Kubera discussion. And the chapter that we're gonna get to when we get to, oh my god, she's not human. She's unreal. But this whole time you whine me stuff with Ananta and Rao has been intriguing in its own right. Like I didn't expect to see Rao in this way, in this light. So this is very interesting. And we did know what was the saying is that Rao liked to take on missions that were really dangerous with like a low level of success or something like that. I can't remember exactly how they said it.
A little something like Eenie, Meanie, right from the beginning. Smoke a little pack, but the pack never timid. Church, but I'm seeing it. Curse when I'm winning. She need a new back. When it's back, I'ma bend it. Slap up some guinea, pass me the henny. Watch a nigga black slipper yak, I'ma quit it. Swerve in the Benzie, perfume is Fendi. Bob and move fast, real fast like I'm Ricky. That's cause I'm pretty, came from the dirt. Shovel up a nigga can't handle the work. Ooh, y'all, swing with it first. Young white girl like I ran with it.
Cause they say the Rao tended to not like value his own life or sense of self like that, but you about to hop into something crazy, but hey, how y'all doing, Mr. Venitas, Myles? How y'all doing?
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. We here, Kubera to go. I want to be done with school already. I'm tired. I hate group projects. I never want to do another one again.
Is this your last semester? I'm not last semester. Last you know what I mean, like your last term for the year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'm gonna be doing summer stuff, so it never ends.
The grind doesn't stop. He took on almost
Yeah.
suicide mission to feel value in his life. Well, there you go. There you go. But hold on, Asha, you're in the way just a little bit. You covering up my guy. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, take her off the screen.
we don't got to do all that now. I might though. Spurs. But all right, we'll start with the conversation where I like that Maruna obviously can recognize. You know Maruna's kind of bad at recognizing humans in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
I actually immediately could tell it was a telling sign that he can tell that Ra was related to Lee's. So that was interesting. You could just tell that he's growing in certain types of ways and whatnot. But what kind of interests me initially is just how these two started to get to know one another and why he started to use Rao. Obviously, we could assume it's really because of the creation of Kubera Lee's, but I wonder how these two got close in the first place. That was kind of one of my first initial thoughts to the point where Rao considers Ananta to really be his friend. I was arguing that
Mm-hmm.
they come across closer to me than Anan and Ananta do. Go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing. I wasn't saying
Okay.
anything.
Would you guys agree with me that Ananta and Rao seem closer than Anan and him do?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I still think it's obviously telling and important that he would give his spell out. Like the sand. I can't remember which one is supposed to be like more personalized, but he still obviously like had his reasons for that too. A part of me like Anata's at the point where like I think because of his time shenanigans, nothing he does I don't think he does without good reason. So like I'm like I don't want to overanalyze or underanalyze anything he does, but I'm at the point where it's like, does he just know everything? Like, is Anan here solely due because like Rana and Ran? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm starting to like do like, is he the great mastermind manipulator? I don't want to go that far though, because then I'll mess the story up for myself. Where I was like, Ananta knew the whole time. I'll convince myself, no matter what's happening, that he knew somehow, or he experienced it in some shape or form. So, and this is post summer stuff with Garuda, but when um Rao starts talking about being able to go back to his time someday, and Ananta says that he'll never be able to go back. He can't go back to that life. This will be the last journey. Do you guys think that's true?
Well, we go by what raped
Yeah.
you. I mean, raped you. Wrong
Because
story.
didn't Asha
But
technically
Asha said,
isn't
yeah,
Asha the reason he passes away?
yeah.
I was,
That's what I'm saying. If we go for that
but
story, what she said, what Callie said.
What's up, Mensa?
oh, I
Go ahead.
I took it as well. Going, I just want to say with the Anan thing, I always felt like Anata more so pity Anan over anything. But with this, I took it as Anata stole him from the time frame right before his death. So
So
everybody still
even if
thought
he
he
goes back
died.
to his time, he's about to. But okay. Oh, that's
So
interesting.
like that's why I thought he was technically he never died basically where we're at in the story. He never died because he was taken out right before his death. So which was like kind of like opportune for Anata because the world would view him as dead, kind of allowing them like this infinite time to do
Mhm.
shit within this time. I know it sounds like very congested, but like yeah.
Mhm.
So to me, I thought this would be his true death when they say like this is the end of your journey.
Okay. Katan says, I think Ananta didn't know. He considered the possibility that he wouldn't succeed this time too, and Rao will die here as well. That's not an
Yeah,
impossibility because he's probably done this so many times. It just comes to beg the question because he does mention later on to Maruna about a girl that he likes, which possibly means that this version of Rao hasn't conceived yet. See what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
That's the
true.
only
Okay.
pushback that I'm having with what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, but I'm like, in the next chapter when we're like, this nigga keeps talking, be quiet. He's like, oh yeah, just a girl I like. I don't know, I'm gonna go back. He's like, you just rambling, right? And he mentions that, so I'm like, I don't know, but
Oh no. Okay, you're probably right because okay, we'll get to like
yeah,
what. Okay, I think I know exactly what happens in
yeah,
based off
okay.
the last chapter. We'll get there.
Hmm. So this is the chapter we see like, well, possibly. I'm going with Tilda, which is very interesting. The Kanara half going on a rampage and stuff, and here we see that some of the humans and talking around like the king of humans and everything. And I think this is the part where Indra says, "All you need is a justification." I'm like, this nigga's a monster. He's basically like, listen. You don't even have to believe in what you're saying or what you're doing, whatever. As long as you have good enough reason, as the king of humans, they'll follow lock and step with what you're doing. And I'm like, bro, this guy's a demon. I like it though. I'm messing with it, but I'm gonna find the panel.
Yeah, him and Ashur need to be locked up.
Yeah, Ashura just shoots vibes. Yeah, here you go. Moreover, they hope the king will recognize and reward them for their deeds once they return. Such loyal pledges can only be spoken since resurrection is possible. And this is around the time where Hati Vishnu was still being used a lot. Um, Even so, these are precious human ties for you. I think he talked about the night being disbanded. If you don't trust them, who else would they have to trust? Even though they are sticking close to you in hopes to get rewarded, you can't abandon them. And I think his part where he's like, here you go. All you have to do is make a decision, 16th Daksha. As the king of humans, you are entitled to declare the rejection of Venus magic on behalf of all human beings. And he's like, all you need is a sufficient justification. I'm like, bro.
Bro,
He
it's always something with these dudes, man. They can't just. They just like, we gotta give us a reason. We'll destroy everything. Like, bro, what is good with y'all, man? This is why we can't ever reach the.
This is
We keep
why
up destroying
was it
everything.
Artgram who said it? Like you believe in a God when the world's this messed up. Like that's why I'm on his wave. Like I'm not messing with anything these guys are doing or saying. Like Indra is very interesting because he's kind of like a god, the god chaos merchant as a king of Aztecas. But I'm like Ashura, as far as the Aztecas go, I'm like, why does he just keep choosing to be a menace and violent? Why is he raised like this? Who allowed him to do this?
Yeah,
Somebody needs to hit him.
something. Yeah, something wrong. Something wrong with old boy.
Yeah, I
He
don't
got
know.
he got a lot of undealt with issues.
Yeah. Okay. So we kind of get here to the aftermath of the spear not working. We may have not spoken about the last chapter where the spear fails, but apparently if the spear fails, it means that what's supposed to happen, what's happening is not a mistake, which means Kanara Avata basically kind of having two names is not supposed to be a mistake within the confines of this universe, which is a kind of a crazy thought to have but even though Kubera later on says that he actually considered this possibility happening, bonjour mon coeur. So that's just a lot of interesting tidbits here. I am low key speedrunning because I'm trying to get to the part that I really want to get to. Not that this was a bad chapter, but I think they all got hit by transcendental too, right?
Yeah. So I was gonna say a quick thing. So Gandharva is the only technical mishap out of all the Nastica stuff.
Like he stole that name, if I remember correctly, from
Yeah.
Indra. It was not supposed to
Yeah.
be his name. And the Gandharva was an important name because it can destroy souls as well, if I remember correctly, right?
Hmm.
So yeah. So there's my goat, Yama. Come to your senses. You should live. If you have lived for this long, you should be able to overcome this level of a mental transcendental. What an all bike and no bar Astica. And then where's the part with I think was it you Katan? I think you said that you thought someone asked me if they thought that was the god of Earth Kubera under the transcendental, or he just chose not to answer. I think he just chose not to answer. I think is it around this part, like right here, where he's like, I have no excuse for them. I guess you are no better than me, Kubera. I don't think he's under the transcendental yet. I think he's just choosing not to. Wasn't you then? Okay, someone must have asked, someone asked or said that maybe was it Conrad? I can't remember who it was, but someone mentioned it and brought it up. I think he's just not answering. But yeah, she won though. She packed him and pretty much left. But Garuda about to come through. I like Garuda. Garuda's got style. But isn't he one of the
He
weaker
does.
kings? Apparently, he's one of the weaker kings, isn't he?
I think he's like ranked 6th. He might be ranked 7th. I can't remember.
I want to say 7, honestly. But
His clan gets no love.
nah, they really don't.
Uh,
From the blog, there was someone asking if Atram died there, but she must not die. Since she still has to leave a great achievement in the world of creation magic. Yeah, it's too early for that. Garuda has the same partial certification in season 3, episode 166, where he faced Astro. Let's get to the next shout. Shout out to all of my patrons, my CBLs, the priests of fire, but especially my tier 3 subscribers, the 5th Zan Gods. Shout out to Sunny Kathapali, Simi, Shoddy to Your Body, Scobe, Revenant, Myles, Chris, Cayenne, Triss, Chromizone, Abdel, and my boy Alan. Your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you.